The Defenestration of Prague. In Prague, a storm brews within the castle walls. Catholic officials, accused of suppressing Protestant rights, are thrown out of a window. Miraculously, they survive, but the act ignites fury. Protestants believe they are wronged. Catholics feel their authority shattered. The Holy Roman Empire trembles under the first spark of rebellion. The Emperor, Ferdinand II, vows retribution. A conflict that will span decades is born in the blood of betrayal. Scene 2. Bohemia in rebellion. The streets of Prague burn with unrest as Protestant nobles rally. The Bohemian crown is contested, and they defy Emperor Ferdinand's rule. King Frederick of the Palatinate is crowned their new monarch. It is a bold challenge to Catholic dominance. The peasants watch in silence, fearful of what's to come. But the nobles' decision sparks a war that will engulf much of Europe. Battles rage in Bohemia as both sides prepare for the coming storm. Scene 3. The Battle of White Mountain. The armies clash on the fields near Prague. Catholic forces, led by the Duke of Bavaria, face the Protestant rebels. The sound of cannons fills the air, shaking the earth beneath their feet. The Catholics emerge victorious, crushing the rebellion. The Bohemian nobility is wiped out or forced into exile. Emperor Ferdinand's power strengthens with the defeat. The Protestants are left broken, their hopes of freedom dashed. The rise of Wallenstein. Albrecht von Wallenstein, a mercenary commander, rises from obscurity. He is appointed by Ferdinand to lead the imperial army. Known for his ruthlessness, Wallenstein builds an army larger than any in Europe. His men are disciplined, but his loyalty is questioned. Some whisper that he seeks power for himself. Yet his victories ensure his place in the emperor's favor. He will become one of the most feared generals of the war, the Catholic League. The Catholic League strengthens its grip on Europe. Led by Maximilian of Bavaria, the League seeks to suppress Protestant influence. Their forces march across northern Europe, devastating towns and villages. Protestant resistance begins to waver under the relentless pressure. The Catholics hope to end the rebellion swiftly, yet the Protestant cause is far from finished. New alliances and forces begin to gather on the horizon. The Swedish intervention. Gustavus Adolphus, the King of Sweden, enters the war. His army is disciplined, innovative, and well-equipped. Protestants rally to his cause, seeking his military genius. Gustavus, known as the Lion of the North, leads his forces with courage and strategy. His soldiers are armed with advanced weaponry, including powerful artillery. His victories at Breitenfeld and Lutzen become legendary. He challenges the Catholic dominance in northern Europe. The Battle of Breitenfeld. The Swedish army under Gustavus Adolphus faces the Catholic forces of the Holy Roman Empire. The battlefield stretches across a foggy plain. With a force of nearly 30,000, the Swedes charge forward with impeccable discipline. The Catholic forces, disorganized and overconfident, are thrown into chaos. Gustavus's tactical brilliance overwhelms them. The victory is decisive, and Protestant morale soars. Gustavus's name becomes a symbol of hope for the Protestants. The death of Gustavus Adolphus. At the Battle of Lutzen, the Swedish king fights valiantly. The weather is harsh, the fighting brutal. Gustavus, leading his men, is struck by a bullet. His soldiers cry out as their leader falls, mortally wounded. The Protestant cause loses its greatest champion. Yet his memory inspires his troops to continue the fight. Sweden's resolve does not falter, but the loss weighs heavy on the hearts of many. The Franco-Spanish struggle. France, though Catholic, aligns with the Protestants, seeing the Habsburgs as a greater threat. Cardinal Richelieu, France's chief minister, manipulates the war for political gain. Spanish forces, allies of the Habsburgs, clash with the French across Europe. The war spreads to new fronts, including Italy and the Low Countries. The political landscape of Europe grows ever more complex. Each side seeks power, land, and influence. The war becomes a struggle for dominance beyond religion. The Siege of Magdeburg. The city of Magdeburg, a Protestant stronghold, faces a brutal siege by Catholic forces. The walls are fortified, and the defenders hold out as long as they can. After months of fighting, the city falls. The Catholic forces sack Magdeburg in a horrific display of violence. Buildings burn, civilians are massacred, and the city is left in ruins. The brutality of the siege shocks all of Europe. The image of Magdeburg's destruction becomes a rallying cry for Protestants. The Peace of Prague. A fragile peace is negotiated in 1635 between the Emperor and the Protestants of Bohemia. The Peace of Prague ends the conflict between the Holy Roman Empire and Protestant states in Germany. However, it does not bring an end to the wider war. Tensions remain high, and both sides are weary. The fragile peace leaves room for betrayal and future conflicts. The war's devastation has only begun to show its true cost. Many hope for peace, but few believe it will last. The role of mercenaries. Mercenaries play a central role in the war's devastating toll. These hired soldiers, loyal only to money, ravage the countryside. They have no allegiance to faith or nation. Their only goal is profit. Whole towns are pillaged, crops burned, and civilians killed. They fight without mercy, moving from one side to the next. Their presence stretches the war's duration, as neither side can trust them fully. Europe is caught in a cycle of violence. The Treaty of Westphalia begins. By 1644, the war has become too costly for all parties involved. Diplomatic talks begin in the Westphalian cities of Münster and Osnabrück. Representatives from France, Spain, Sweden, and the Holy Roman Empire gather. Negotiations are long and bitter, but the hope of peace grows. The war has drained economies, devastated populations, and torn apart families. In the halls of Westphalia, the fate of Europe will be decided. Each side hopes to shape the future in their favor. The division of Europe. As the Treaty of Westphalia draws near, the map of Europe begins to change. Protestant states gain recognition, and Catholic powers must accept new realities. The Holy Roman Empire is fractured, its authority diminished. Sweden emerges as a significant power in the Baltic. France increases its territory and influence in Germany. The Spanish Habsburgs, though still powerful, are weakened. The divisions between Catholics and Protestants persist, but the war's destructive grip loosens. The Swedish Empire's rise. Sweden emerges from the war with newfound power. Gustavus Adolphus's legacy lives on in the kingdom. The Swedish Empire controls vast territories in the Baltic. It establishes itself as a major European power. The once small kingdom now commands respect across Europe. Sweden's military prowess and strategic alliances are unmatched. The balance of power in Northern Europe shifts dramatically. The French dominance. France, though Catholic, solidifies its role as a dominant European power. Cardinal Richelieu's political genius secures French influence. France's borders expand, and it controls key regions in Europe. The French economy flourishes, and its military becomes the most powerful in Europe. Though the war ends, France's role as a central power in European politics is cemented. The Habsburgs' influence wanes, and Spain's decline begins. If you like it, please like and subscribe to the channel to receive all that is new.